have a bite of breakfast, we can have a snippet of the U.S. presidential debate between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton as we try and settle down to our meal. Then we'll come back.
That can't sit them around a table and get them to approve something. And here's the thing. Republicans and Democrats agree that this should be done. $2.5 trillion. I happen to think it's double that. It's probably $5 trillion that we can't bring into our country, Lester. And with a little leadership, you'd get it in here very quickly, and it could be put to use on the inner cities and lots of other things, and it would be beautiful. But we have no leadership. And honestly, that starts with Secretary Clinton.
All right, you have 2 minutes on the same question to defend tax increases on the wealthiest Americans, Secretary Clinton.
I have a feeling that by the end of this evening, I'm going to be blamed for everything that's ever happened.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah, why not? You know, just join the debate by saying more crazy things. Now, let me say
there's nothing crazy about not letting our companies bring their money back into their country.
This is Secretary Clinton's 2 minutes, please.
Yeah, well, let's start the clock again, Lester. We've looked at your tax proposals. I don't see changes in the corporate tax rates or the kinds of proposals you're referring to that would cause the repatriation, bringing back of money that's stranded overseas. I happen to support that. I happen to support that in a way that will actually work to our benefit. But when I look at what you have proposed, you have what is called now the Trump loophole, because it would so advantage you and the business you do. You've proposed an approach that has a $4 billion tax benefit for your family. And when you look at what you are proposing, it is, as I said, trumped up trickle down. Trickle down did not work. It got us into the mess we were in 2008 and 9. Slashing taxes on the wealthy hasn't worked, and a lot of really smart, wealthy people know that. And they are saying, hey, we need to do more to make the contributions we should be making to rebuild the middle class. I don't think top-down works in America. I think building the middle class, investing in the middle class, making college debt-free so more young people can get their education, helping people refinance their debt from college at a lower rate. Those are the kinds of things that will really boost the economy. Broad-based, inclusive growth is what we need in America, not more advantages for people at the very top.
Wow, a lot can be said about the body language there. And you can see when the body language has changed. The debate was much fiery just before the food came. Now this is what you call the real power breakfast.
Yes.
Yes? Yes. And Mheshimiwa Ocheng is very happy now. Finally. But I want us to finish the debate about the sectors. And this is something else that I feel I need to say that can we say that it's another level of politicians not being genuine? That you can actually pledge allegiance to a different party from that which sponsored you to Parliament and still claim you're a member of the other party.
I think I have said it before in this panel, in this very studio, that we need honesty from both sides of the divide. You cannot say that it is immoral when you're receiving, you know, when yours are going, but when you receive them, you're happy. You know, it has to be both ways. But I would be very interested to actually see how the case for the special seat is taken up, because
for Mheshimiwa Isaac Mwaura.
Yes, for the special seats, whether you're nominated, whether for people with disabilities or for women or for youth, because there was actually a very interesting judgment in the court that ruled that you actually represent the special interest and not your party. Yes. So I am looking at that to be a very interesting case that will form the case files of this country, so that we can also see how that is taken up. But I think we know the law from both sides of the divide. Let us not point fingers. We know what exactly is supposed to happen. Let us not make the announcement just with the mics and I mean, just write to the registrar, and the law is very clear. Then let's see how that goes.
Misbehavior by politicians, surely something needs to happen. Someone needs to crack the whip. Are we going to see that from your party?
Yeah, you've seen clearly.
What we've seen so far, these are proclamations and declarations.
No, they're not, Fred. And I want you to be also factual once in a while, because we've been on this panel discussing facts. The ODM didn't speak this in a public rally. My party wrote letters to these individuals, asking them to show cause why they should be disciplined. Okay? And you've been told that by that time, Ababu and
some of the politicians claim they are yet to receive.
No, Ababu and Muhima had not expressed, but Ababu last week on Thursday expressed that he had joined a party which is now a leader of, and so he's also been related to a letter. So what happens? And this is not just a political parties act issue. Our Constitution 103, Article 103, sub E says that if you elect in one party and you move to another, even if you don't do a letter resigning, you'll be deemed to have resigned. What the law requires is that the party must start its internal processes, which ODM has done, For Kenya has done, and Wiper has done. They've written to the members who have left, who have said they're leaving the party, to explain why they should not be punished. Now, what will happen is that there will be what you can call in quotes trials, so that members are given a chance to explain themselves. If the explanation is okay, then they'll be left to the party. If the party thinks that the explanations are not okay, they'll be expelled. And once they're expelled, they lose their seat. Then you go back to by-elections. So this is the process, and that's the reason. The reason is not just. And
your party is willing to push through with that.
Not willing. We are talking about the law. The law says this is what will happen, and so the party is not telling them you're no longer members. The party is telling them, explain yourself. Are you still our members, or you've left us? If you've left us, can we have proper representation in your constituencies by us going to elections? Will this happen? You know, Fred. Next year there are elections. Next year in August. And there's room for leaving your parties. If you think your party no longer represents what it stands for, what you stood for when you went in, you leave. And if you want to leave for the next elections, this time next year in May or June to leave.
Yes. So the deadline as set by code expires today. What are we expecting to see after today?
Now, as Mheshimiwa has clearly put it, the Political Parties Act operationalizes Article 103 of the Constitution. So first and foremost, you are given a chance to defend yourself. This has been the public domain. They've been to Kasarani. The other day, Ababu Namwamba, when they were rebranding, the purported rebranding of LPK, it was shown all over. There's that evidence. So the political parties, in their own wisdom, they decided, let's give them an opportunity or a hearing. That's why there's this show cause letter. After that, within that period of 7 days, if nothing has been done,
which ends today,
absolutely,
yes.
So you write to the Registrar of Political Parties. The Registrar of the Political Parties is the custodian of the political parties. You know, he's the one who helps in terms of governing to ensure that they are compliant to that act. So what happens? You write to the Registrar of Political Parties. He will deregister you. You are deregistered from that particular party. For instance, above it will be written, you deem fit to have defected because you've launched something, LPK, blah, blah. Evidence is there, it was in the media, all over. You've been told to show cause, you've not responded. So what happens once you do the letter to the Register of Political Parties? The process of deleting you from the political party starts. And that's why you have to go back on a fresh mandate. Because one of the requirements for you to run for parliamentary seat, you must be, it must be either an independent candidate, or you must have been nominated by a political party. So if you're not showing that allegiance and you know, loyalty to that particular party that sponsored you, this is what I call issues of prostitution or adultery. Should not be allowed. So once your name has been deleted from that list, now you are partyless. You either now go back to contest that particular party, or you come in as an independent candidate. Yes. This is not allowed. So whatever we are doing is what the law says.
I think whatever happens is going to happen within the law, as my colleagues have stated very clearly. But one thing is a statement from these 13 members. They have lost faith in the leadership of their political parties. And that's what they're expressing. And what I want to say is that
not leadership.
This is, I mean, you had your chance, my friend. This what I'm saying is that these 13 people is just the first bunch of the people from the opposition who are actually going to cross over, whatever the consequences. I want to assure you, my friend, Idimuli,
my friend.
Fred Idimuli, over 80% of the people in the opposition are incubating defection
to Jubilee.
To Jubilee.
Because of
and this is going to come.
Because of the envelopes.
Don't know about the envelope, but nobody's going the other side. They are actually demonstrating defective agencies. They are actually incubating those ideas. These guys are just courageous enough, and they are saying, whatever the consequences, we're going to do this. It's even worse for those people who have actually stayed put in their respective political parties and hoping to defect when they come 90 days to elections. So what I'm saying is that, in my own opinion, it's like opposition has crumbled. And they should accept
the one hemorrhaging.
No, not the envelope.
What envelope? What envelope?
The opposition has crumbled. In fact, it's true. That's why Chris have bought some meat here, you know. You eat meat today. I could have committed a matter leo. But your opposition has crumbled. You are talking to them day by day, and they are saying, we are waiting for the time to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, because of time, we need to finish this discussion.
Is what makes Uhuru doesn't work hard for the Kenyans. But where issues are raised, you want to divert them using side issues. The issue here is about political parties are now funded by public money. And we want, if you're in a party, stick with it. When Raila didn't want disagreed with Wamalwa and Orengo in Fort Kenya, he left and went for election in Langata here.
Raila is just one of them.
Let's not form for me, the law
Gentlemen, Raila is a party. Gentlemen, I need to end this debate. I need to end this debate.
But we must realize, people don't fear by elections, by the way. We are ready for them. Those who are not fearing by elections, they must not use them as, threatening us. They are in the parties that are hemorrhaging. They are in the parties.
That's where we come. This is where we come to the end of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen,
I will.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we come to the end of the news review here on Power Breakfast. It's time for us, Senator, please.
But you cannot use the envelope. This envelope.
They should have